Hello everybody, Flik here, and welcome to Let's Chat, my weekly vlog series posted every Monday at lunchtime if you're in the UK. And this is number 43, I think, something like that. Anyway, before we get started, I want to make a quick addition to what I was talking about last time, which was plans for playthroughs. I totally forgot to mention Borderlands the pre-sequel, which is out in the middle of October, I think. Also, my Skype just signed itself out. That's a little bit weird. I hope Microsoft don't have the copyright of that Skype signing out sound. That's very hard to say, especially if you try and say it quickly. I'll just leave it signed out. That means I won't get bothered while I'm recording this. So yeah, that is another game I forgot to mention in my plans for what I might do a series on. However, it's not a game I'd want to play by myself. It would get very boring. So I'm going to look into who else might be available. Good Rory is getting it, and Dark Souls 2 will be done by then. So that might mean that we have something else to play together. I don't know. I'll look into it. That's just something else on the cards as we get into October. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I was so late getting started with the Patreon shoutouts that they're actually going to bleed into next month, even though they're for this month, so very sorry for that. I was holding off because I wanted to mention them while CR live streamed us playing Dead Rising 3. Obviously that's fallen through now because he's had to send his PC back to get repaired. So you will start hearing them soon. Also, even though I have a list in front of me, look here, can you hear that? That is my list of shoutouts still to do. I sometimes forget it's there when I just get wrapped up in recording. So although you will start hearing them in the Dead Rising 3 playthrough, some parts I just forget when I get started, so sorry. Same with Monster Hunter as well, but you will start hearing them soon, and that's the point. I'm just saying they will actually bleed over into next month at this rate, so sorry for that, but they are coming. So anyway, what are we going to talk about today? Well, it's mostly just going to be questions and answers again from the comment sections of last week's Let's Chat and then also on Twitter. And we do actually have some from Twitter. I might start with Twitter this time just to throw things for a loop. So let's do that. Hang on, let me bring up Twitter, TweetDeck here. Scroll back to last night because that's when I asked. And see when we started getting questions. Also, this has also reminded me, I now have a curator list on Steam, which you can get access to via the Flik's Gaming Stuff Steam group if you're interested in some games I recommend that are on Steam. Let's see here. Alex Rowley, what's the average airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I've been asked that before. I think it was Magic Mumbo that asked me. Yes, we've all seen Monty Python films. Well, I haven't. I know that's from it, but I've never seen it. Nanosphere 5, will you be playing Gauntlet? No. I wasn't offered a copy of it, and I have watched a little bit of footage of it. It doesn't seem very... I mean, it doesn't look bad, it just doesn't look great either. I did play the original Gauntlet on... God, what was that on? What console was that on? Was that Sega? Sega Master System, maybe? Either way, I remember playing the original. It's very fun co-op, but I prefer like the top-down 2D style to the semi, the Diablo-esque camera angle that it now has. The Borderlands pre-sequel, aha, well yes, I've covered that now. Yes, I will be playing it. Assuming I can find people who can record a series with me regularly, then I'll do a series on it. Do you like anime? Yes, I do. I've spoken about it for many times now. What anime would you recommend to a new animator? Death Note, Scryed. If you want something that's more of a comedy, then Martian Successor Nadesico is quite good. What else? Let me look at my shelf. If you like tonally different, kind of negative, slightly head-fucky kind of animes, then Neon Genesis Evangelion is pretty good. What else? I can't see anything else on my shelf that's jumping out at me. Well, Gundam Wing's quite good if you like mecha animes. Although, as far as I'm aware, Gundam fans in general consider Wing to be one of the worst. It's the only one I've seen, so I thought it was okay. But yeah, that's some suggestions. Full Metal Alchemist, people like it. I didn't, but it's well liked, so you might enjoy that one. Let's see here. Guild Wars Gaming, will you be trying Guild Wars 2 this week as it has gone free to play for the week? I bought Guild Wars 2 at launch and played it for quite a while, so it's good that you buy it once, and then yes, you can buy DLC and stuff in the in-game store, but you don't pay a subscription fee. And it's a very good game in the MMO sense, considering it doesn't have a monthly fee. God, I just cannot speak today. But yeah, I won't be taking part in the free-to-play week because I already own it. I was considering going back into it, but I'm not sure that's a good idea. But yeah, if you've never tried Guild Wars 2, it's a really good game. I really highly recommend it. It's got an interesting leveling system, or skill system as it were. and a lot of variety in the classes and weapons. Well, actually, the abilities you have are linked to the weapon you're equipped with. It's the weapon you have available is limited by your class or race. I forget quite how it works. But yeah, it's a very interesting game, and if it's free to play this week... Oh wait, do you mean this week that I'm recording this in, or does it run into next week? It might be too late by the time you hear this, so let's move on. I think that might have been the last question I got asked. Oh wait, no. Corsai 55, badger, snake, or mushroom? Badger. Dragonakis, when will you give Chacha the respect he deserves? He deserves no respect. And then Alex Royally asked something else. Do you have shares in a mongoose farm? No. Are mongoose farms real? Or did you just put words together? I'm going to Google mongoose farms. Hang on. Mongoose farms. And we'll see if this finds anything. Oh, come on. Is my internet playing up? Farm cottage mongoose interior is the first result for South Africa in Mapalanga. Okay. And then, oh, Mongoose Mountain Farm. It's actually a thing. Kona Coffee Farmers Association. And then Mongoose Farming Red Herring Online. Okay. Why would you breed them? Or what do you get from them that... What is this? Let me have a look at this. So this Mongoose Mountain Farm. We are the voice of the Kona coffee farmer. Oh, it's a coffee brand. So yeah, it's not literally mongoosey. So no, you made that up. You had my hopes up and everything. Anyway, let's go to the comment section of last week's Let's Chat. Right, so starting with Ultimate Cure 2. It was funny, I got unsubscribed from you a few days ago as well. Good job, YouTube. Yeah, so it is happening again to lots of people. That might explain why my views this month have just been god-awful. It's been a terrible month, the worst for half a year, in fact. I'm not looking forward to doing my summary of the month when it crosses over. But yeah, well, there's no point in me saying it here again. I did this last time, but if you've been unsubscribed from me, you're not going to hear this. But yeah, it happens. YouTube just randomly unsubscribes you sometimes from channels. So if you never see a video from someone you watch regularly, go manually check because you may have been unsubscribed. Dragonakis, how much does the season pass I got you for Dark Souls 2 last for? Have they mentioned any plans for more DLC? The Dark Souls 2 season pass covers all of the Crown of series. So Sunken King, Iron King, Ivory King, plus whatever bonus you get for finishing all three. They've not mentioned any more DLC. They might already have moved on, which is probably the smart idea given that Bloodborne is out, like March next year, so it's not a million miles away. And it has already been confirmed to have co-op. It has a similar put down a sign system to Dark Souls games. Not surprising really, given who made it, but yeah, I don't think they'll do any more. I mean, they might do cosmetic stuff if they, just want to take a bit more money off people, but I think the Crown trilogy is just the DLC they've done. They did one for Dark Souls. They're probably just going to do this one collection for Dark Souls 2. And that's enough for me. Each one is like 4 or 5 hours long, so it's a lot of extra content for 20 quid. Galeforge Gaming, what happened to doing Naruto Revolution content? Also looking forward to all content, always fun to watch. And if you don't know, they changed Chie's voice actor from Persona 4 to Persona 4 Golden, and many people preferred the original. Well, now I'm curious what the original sounded like and why they changed her, because... yeah, why did they change her? Do you know? I'm very curious why they changed her. Interesting. As for Naruto Revolution content, the reason that didn't happen, I put in a review request to Namco a long time ago for a PS3 version, didn't hear anything back. The day before or day after the release of the game in the UK, they got in touch to say, we've got some 360 copies, are you interested? I don't have a 360 anymore, so I had to politely decline, and by then it was already too late. People who had pirated the game or that kind of thing, they'd already had, here's videos of every special in the game and whatnot, so I'd missed the tentpole event, as YouTube calls it. So really, if I was to put up videos now, there's no point. Plus it doesn't have much of a story mode. My friend who has it, I was asking him questions about this, so there's just not much to it, and as I understand it, it's actually selling rather poorly in Japan, which is where its biggest market is. So it's just like another Generations game. It's bridging the gap between the proper sequels. So Storm 4 is something I would cover because it'd have a proper story mode with those great boss battles. But as for Revolution, my final decision on it was I won't bother getting it now. I'll wait until it's dirt cheap in a Steam sale and just get the PC version. I might do videos on it at that point, I don't know. Possibly or probably not, but that's what happened with that. Dragonak is Flik, can you do a Yahtzee-esque critique of Destiny, please? I feel this would be hilarious. What, you mean put as many penis metaphors into 3.5 minutes as possible? No, I'm not going to be doing that. However, I will go into detail about why it's such a bad game when it inevitably makes it into my end-of-year top 5 worst games played list. That I usually start making it in December, but I don't think it gets posted until roughly like the start of January. But that'll be coming, and it would have to be a really shitty end of the year for Destiny not to be in that list somewhere. Liam Ferris, you could do some normal runs of Isaac. I have actually thought about doing in October a kind of waiting for Rebirth Isaac series where I just play it a little bit. Although I do actually play Isaac rather impatiently, so I don't usually... my win rate in Isaac is not very high, and I often restart over and over until I get a good base for a start. But I've thought about it. I might record a couple of runs and watch them back and decide for myself whether they're up to scratch. It also might help build a bit of a viewer base as someone who is familiar with Isaac and is planning on doing a Rebirth series. I don't know. I'm strongly considering it because I need something else, another series to run right now, and one that bleeds into something else like normal Binding of Isaac into Rebirth. That makes sense to me. I was also considering doing a public rather than patron-only Prison Architect playthrough because it recently got a big update which added a lot of interesting sounding stuff to the game. Red Knight. Flik, if you're looking for a game for the 3DS to play, try Avalon Code. It's not for 3DS. Wait, what? But I think it can play oh right, so it's a DS game. Right, yes it can, assuming you're in the same region. The DS was not region locked, the 3DS is, because Nintendo are stupid. I have about 18 hours in it and I'm only like a fifth of the way through the game. Well, right there you put me off because I don't want an overly long playthrough. Nothing that long anyway. That's why you'll never see me do like a full JRPG unless I know for a fact it's rather short. Or not rather short, just short compared to this game will take you 90 hours to complete. Well, these days I don't have 90 hours to spare, so sorry, can't play. That's why grinding in Persona 4 is pissing me off so much recently. It's because I can get through the dungeons in the game so easily, and then I just run up against the boss, which is artificially difficult to make you grind. It's like, oh, the boss gets 2 turns to every 1 turn, or the boss can one-shot 3 of your team right now because you haven't grinded enough on enemies you can easily defeat. Bugs the hell out of me. Anyway, Matsumini. Hey Flik, thanks for the region locked 3DS clarification. I don't think I'll end up going with the capture card version. Yeah, it's way too expensive. If you don't plan to use it, don't do it. But I can always give the webcam option a shot for streaming for us next year. Assuming your high-speed internet isn't in by then. I don't think it will be at this rate. But if it isn't, it will be by June the year later, 2016. Will you be picking up Lords of the Fallen on PC? What about Bloodborne? Well, you must already know I'm buying Bloodborne, or getting it for review, whatever. As for what format I'll be playing it on, that's kind of like down to what if I get offered a PS3 version, I'll take a PS3, or is it PS4? PS4, sorry. A PS4 version. Ideally, I would want it on PC, I think, because I don't know anyone with a PS4, so I'd want to play it with people, so I would aim for the PC version, most likely, if I had to buy it myself. Although he even said that, if I got given a PS4 version for review, like Dark Souls 2, I'd still, if I liked it enough, I'd still want to support it in some way, so I would then just buy it on PC. As for Lords of the Fallen, I have no idea what that is, so... no. Is that the new Lord of the Rings game? Someone was talking to me about that last night. I haven't watched anything about it, and I'm not particularly into that. I like the books, I didn't like the movies, and I haven't seen The Hobbits. Artemis, should check out Enchanted Arms. It's a little grindy. Oh, there you go. You've said the word I don't like. But the dialogue and constant third wall breaking, I think you mean fourth wall breaking, is hilarious. Very fairy tale-esque. Oh, that sounds interesting. Daniel Na, have you ever thought of doing co-op with other Monster Hunter YouTubers like Iceman Noob and RFG, which I believe stands for Rising Fun Gamer, something like that? Well, in RFG's case, as I understand it, by the way, if you are interested, he does Japanese games but translates them. So if you're into that kind of thing, he is perfect for that. He's an Australian, so our time zones wouldn't match up. I'm speaking from experience because I have family members in Australia. But, we might get on. From what I've seen, he's very good at Monster Hunter 4. But we don't have any kind of, connection. I've never seen him play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. He's got the 4th one. He's going to get 4G in a couple of weeks, so I imagine he wouldn't be interested. Iceman Noob I am actually not a fan of. as of recently anyway, he started a big kerfuffle on the Monster Hunter subreddit because IGN, in quotes, stole his video. And I would actually say, although very lazy of IGN, and yes, there's plenty of reasons to hate them, their use of footage from one of his Monster Hunter 4 videos without sound constituted fair use. But he was rallying everyone, and everyone always loves a good excuse to pick on IGN. And the reason I find that deplorable is because while he might do that to save his own video from being stolen, he will at the same time upload to his channel all Capcom devlogs and official trailers of Monster Hunter, monetize them himself and earn money from them for doing literally nothing, which I consider shameful. So no, on my own principles I would not work with him, because I disagree with his methods of making money. Anyway, the Deadpool Warrior, could you try and do a playthrough of a roundabout? It's a little puzzle-ish game which is quite fun and cute. Cute senses? They are meant to be bad, in brackets. I'm not entirely sure what you're saying here. It's a game called Roundabout, or A Roundabout. You didn't even tell me what format it is. I haven't heard of it, so let's assume no, but I'll look into it when I'm finished recording here and see what I can find out about it. Although if you want to comment on this one to tell me what format it is, or link me to the website, go ahead and I'll check it out. And that is it in the way of questions, and I have nothing else to talk about, as I said. Next time though, well, I might have something to talk about, something fun, or something fun to show off anyway, but we'll see. We shall wait and see. So with that, I will say thank you very much for listening. I'm going to try and keep these a bit short, because the viewership on these vlogs have been a little bit lacking recently as well, so I assume it's because I've been too boring and going on too long, so I'm going to try and keep this short. Thank you for listening. Also, I might start using my webcam for all of them come the new year. Haven't quite decided yet. But anyway, I shall see you next week. Thank you for listening, and ta-ta for now.